Well, it's so common that you barely notice it, but the biggest companies in the country discriminate openly against their employees on the basis of skin color. They call that equity. It's racism, but it's everywhere. It's illegal. What's changing is that some employees are now fighting back. Brian Netzel, who worked for a decade at AMEX until he was fired in 2020, just filed a class action lawsuit against the company. He says that American Express, quote, gave preferential treatment to individuals for being black and unambiguously signaled to white employees that their race was an impediment to getting ahead in the company. Again, that's happening everywhere, and here's someone who's taking it to court. David Pivtorak is the lawyer in this case. He represents Netzel, and he joins us tonight. Mr. Pivtorak, thanks so much for joining us. So, I'm not a lawyer, but it does seem that this is unambiguously illegal, correct?
Absolutely, Tucker. It's unlawful. It's been illegal since at least the 1960s, since the passage of the Civil Rights Act. But, the reason that this is happening is because, back in the summer of St. Floyd in 2020, a lot of these corporations, they saw that, the BLM rioters were allowed to burn down entire cities with absolutely zero consequences because it was in the name of social justice. So why wouldn't the companies be emboldened to treat their white employees like second-class citizens, violate the most fundamental civil rights laws in this country when we see this precedent that was happening for several years now?
Companies want to do all kinds of crazy things, but then the U.S. government pushes them back within the bounds of the law. That's why we have a Justice Department which has a civil rights division whose whole purpose is to prevent racial discrimination in the workplace. Have they said anything about this?
Absolutely not. We filed a complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, which is the administrative arm of the government that's supposed to be handling stuff like this and go after companies like American Express, like a lot of these companies, like Uber and Chase, and a lot of these other companies that are instigating these policies, but they just don't enforce it because, again, it's done in the name of, quote, social justice. They think it's benign discrimination, which, the late Justice Scalia said is never the case.
Yeah, well, racism is always wrong, no matter who is being hurt by it, and it's as wrong in this case as it ever was in any other case. And so we're certainly rooting for you to prevail. I appreciate your coming on tonight. David. Subscribe to the Fox News YouTube channel to catch our nightly opens, stories that are changing the world and changing your life. From Tucker Carlson tonight.